Hi, everyone. I know I didn't post this everywhere. Let me see if I can get this. Okay, we'll do it this way. And, oh, I got to go in. Sorry, I got to go in and put this in the camera. Da, 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 da. Mm. Camera, camera, camera. Got to go back. There we go. So that you can see. Okay. All right. Now, let me see if I can get this. Mm-hmm. See, I don't need to see all these. I might not. Trying to get this so you can see what I'm doing. Hmm. Can get this loose enough because there used to be a way I could get this where you could see what I was doing. Oh no. All right. I didn't do it. Damn it. Okay. I'm trying to get over here to where you can see what I was doing. That's where I'm at. That is all I have left. I have all that done, but I'm trying to make that bigger. You can actually see. Maybe if I pull the clip over here. Let me see. If I pull the clip over here. Hold on a minute. Because this is really a pain in the you know what. Because that's my old ring light. Let me get the other one that I use. I'll just take you with me and take that other one and see if it'll work better. Oh, my finger. Sorry, you don't need to see my finger. See where it is. See if it's over here. Yeah, see it's back here. And I can clip it over there and see if it'll work. Oh, because I may be able to get it to where y'all can see while I work. And this is all the colors that this thing has. Zillions of colors. Okay, that is not what I wanted. Trying to figure, oh, there it is. Got to pull that down so I can clamp this over here on this. Because I'm trying to make it to where you can see me while I work. I'm sorry about this. I should have set it up first. But I wasn't expecting. I forgot it was even Wednesday, guys. Forgot it was even Wednesday. I was like, oh my God, it's Wednesday. If my phone hadn't dinged and said, oh, by the way, it's Wednesday, I wouldn't even known. Okay, let's see if I can get this. So let this in here. Okay, there it goes. And then see if I can get that down here so you can see. Okay, there. Wow. Let's see if I can get that to stay. And get that to stay. And get that to stay. But it's so heavy it doesn't want to stay. Nope. It says we don't want to stay. Let me get that tighter. I mean, literally, I did not realize it was Wednesday. Hey, yeah. Oh, it worked. Okay, now, one more thing. I'm going to get my other phone so I can see what y'all are saying. Oh. But guys, I didn't even realize it was Wednesday until my phone said, by the way, it's Wednesday. I was like, oh my God. Because it has been so nasty and so cold and so godforsaken icky that it's been just like, yuck. Oh, no, we're not doing this in for it, are we? Oh. Let's see if I can remember the right pen. There, I remembered the right pen, so I can get in so I can see what y'all are saying. I swear my brain, I tell you, when you get older, it is like a sieve. Nothing goes in it and stays. It's like awful. And you best make all your passwords the same because let me tell you, nothing's you just can't remember crap. You cannot remember crap. It's like if it goes in, it comes right back out. I mean, it's like it goes in, it comes out, and you can't Passwords, they are they go in, they come out, and then it's like my tablet. I had to buy a whole brand new tablet because couldn't remember the password. It's like crazy. Now, what I do with my glasses? Oh, they're on my head. See, glasses on my head. Couldn't remember where my glasses were. Okay, as far as tumblers have gone, I ended up buying a Silhouette, which will make the vinyl stickers here. I know it's been raining. Okay, it had snow. Then we had like snow. Couldn't go anywhere because we've had snowpack, and then we had packed ice, and then we had ice, and now we've had snow. So now we got mud. The snow is gone, but now we got mud, just like mud. It's been awful. It's been dreary. I have done nothing but to the point I've laid on the couch and just been like, lost days because it's just been, gross, horrible. But as far as my witchy stuff, I have found, I'm going to put them in a jar because, I'll find a use for them. A dried out wasp. I dried out one of those funky beetles things that you don't want in your house, but I found a dried out one of those. So I figure I'll find a use for them. I just put them in a jar, because you'll come across something where you'll need them and then I won't have them. So I'm putting them in a jar instead of throwing them away. And then my friend brought over, it's cool as shit. And so I'm going to go over and ask him to make me one. But he brought over a skull that he did, he said he primed it and then he did it in black. And then all the ridges on it are in gold. So all around the nose and eyes and every highlight area is in gold. It is cool as can be. And then since one of my spirit guides animals is deer, I was like, I'm gonna go over and have him make me one because it is really cool looking. So I'm gonna have him make me one because it's really cool. I mean, I don't need all the antlers because the one he made was like an 8-point, but I was like, yeah, I want one of them because it was really cool looking. And as far as the tumblers, I'm learning how to make vinyl wrapped as well as with the glitter on it so that I can actually make do a wrap and put people's names on it and then put glitter in it and then dog knocked it over. Put people's names in it and then put glitter around it. And then I've got vinyl stickers that have a lot of crystal. Oops, I'm sorry, I did hit it that time. A lot of crystals. The hands. In fact, I'll show you some of the vinyl stickers I've got. Mine are dogs, lizards, and wolves. And like when the lizards come out, they actually end up in my house. Deers are always. He was like, "Why are all the deers?" He goes, "Why are all the deers at your house?" He said, "During deer season," he said, "they are all right at the top of your backyard." He said, "They are just piled up there." And I was like, "Yeah, I know." Let me get these stickers. Let me show you because I mean I can make mugs and tumblers, and put these on there and put people's names, and then strategically put glitter and then epoxy them. And, these are some of the ones I bought, and then now that I got the Cameo 5, I can actually start making stickers. Download the sticker studio and make some of my own. I mean, some of these I didn't care for, but some of these I really do. I mean, like this one's like not that great. I'll pull this up some since I'm showing stickers. I mean, this one's, just a little jug with a heart, but you can put that on a mug or a jar. This one's a kitty cat for people who are in kitty cats. This one's witchy and wild. That can go on a mug or a tumbler. You can put that on a tumbler. This one I thought was cool because you could, make a tumbler and strategically place that on it. You can make a tumbler and place that on it. Place some of these on it. So you can make tumbler and make some of these and just really do some awesome stuff. Because you make your tumblers in layers. I've been watching how to make them, and you make them in layers. A little tarot card with a kitty cat on it. A little candle. And the stickers are one of the last layers. You put your glitter on, like people's names, and then you would put these on toward the last layer. And you put, your glitter and your stuff, and then these go on at the very end, and then thin layers of epoxy as you go. Look at this one. Another kitty tarot. Well, I thought this would be cool to make, certain people some nice tumblers made with these, and, put their name on it. Now that I have a silhouette, I could do their name, put their name, and strategically place some of these on around it. And the horse, ooh, cool. Mine is the rat. I thought this one was really pretty. That would be pretty. So I thought these would make some really cool tumblers for people. Let me see. There it is. Another cat. Oh yeah, these would be great for scrapbooking. And it wasn't bad. It was like $9 for 100 of them. They're vinyl, so they go on the epoxy, and then you put another like 10 mil layer of epoxy. And it's a bunch of bottles. And so I got a really great deal. There's more cats, some moths. There's a couple of tarot cards with the moon, the sun. Let me see. Oh, this one's gorgeous. This one is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that one. That one might be one I make myself, for me. Put that one on one and a couple of the other ones. And this one says, the crystal ball says you're full of SH.T. I thought that was kind of cute. And I'll have to learn how to work the Cameo 5. That'll be a learning curve. And it's got some butterflies in here. Another one is really pretty is this one. And so it's got really pretty ones in here. I thought they would make some really cool tumblers. That's probably what I'll do next year for the event is make tumblers to give out as a bit. I got them from, I'll give you the link. I'll put the link in the description. A girl on Etsy. And I'm not sure if it's a whole set of tarot. I'll have to look. But there's quite a few in here. I mean, there really is. Look at this one. Isn't that gorgeous? There's quite a few. It's the Hierophant. I'll pull them all out. I mean, there's quite a few in here. There's a penguin. I don't know what he would be. Doesn't say on the bottom. But there's quite a few in here. I mean, it's a bunch. Got the Five of Swords. You could do a mug and just have all the different tarot on them. But this is cool. Now, this is really cool. Look at that. And then you got a moth that's like a dream catcher. And then you got this one. You got a Hocus Pocus one. I mean, they're really cool. And I'll put her link in the, she's on Etsy. And she had other ones too. And then here's another one, but it doesn't have what it is. And then here's one, but it doesn't have what it is. Oh, that would be cool. And then this is Seven of Cups. Then this is another one that I would love to put on a cup. And then this one is King of Pentacles. And then here's one, but it doesn't say what it is. But you could tell by, if you really know your tarot, you could tell by looking at it what it is. And then the moon and the sun, but they're together. And then we have the Knight of Cups. She may actually have a tarot set. And then the Empress. And then this one. And that's all the tarot looking ones I've seen. But it's really cool. I mean, her site is really cool. And she has so many more. She's got a new set she's coming out with. And I just went in and put vinyl sticker sets, because I was just trying to find sets that I could put on cups. Because I have the epoxy now. I just got to get the glitter from my friend. Because he said he had tons of glitter from when he did them. And so get the glitter from him and then go to Dollar Tree and get more glitter. And then I have stuff that I can actually, plus it's got to warm up a little because it's just too daggum cold. Too cold. Because I really don't want to do a bunch of epoxy in the house and get sick, from over epoxy, even though the epoxy I bought said it's odor free, but I still don't want to get sick from it. But I got to get some little bitty, tiny little cups and some stir sticks and, because you just make it in little bitty amounts, like 10 mils at a time. And I bought the gloves and stuff. And I was lucky enough, I found a deal where you got, believe it or not, 2 gallons of epoxy for $100. And that's a deal. 2 pounds of epoxy for $100. That is a deal. So I bought that and put it on Klarna. Of course, me and Klarna are best friends and I just pay it out. So I got that and, the Dollar Tree sells the tumblers for $5. So, I got one and I'll probably buy a couple more so I can, start working and, start making a few for, me and my grandkids and stuff to practice on people who don't care, so, before I give them to people who do care kind of thing, because I don't want to give them to people who do care. Oh, really? What kind of molds do you have? I mean, I can't afford a whole lot because, I'm kind of down to where I got to be careful with money, especially after the event. I kind of killed myself with money. I got to recoup. Getting that resin was my last big hurrah. Me and Dollar Tree have now become best friends. And then my friend, because he just gives me stuff. My newest give-me's from him have been, he just come over with all kinds of rings and he said, pick a couple. What do you like? And let me see. That one was one I picked. And it's, I don't know if you can see it. Well, I'll pull it up so you can see it better. It's tanzanite and opal. Still can't see it really well. Tanzanite opal on the sides. And then this one's just tanzanite. And then a couple of little diamond chips on the side. And I was like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, pick what you want. They're yours. And then there was one I also liked. And I was like, I don't know what I want. And he said, just take all three. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, take all three. And I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah. And part of it was I was telling him how my ex-husband's son stole all my jewelry. Because all my stuff that I had, some I was going to give my granddaughter, like my anniversary ring that was wraparound diamonds halfway around it, and a couple other things I was going to give my granddaughter. And then I also had a blue topaz that I loved. It was a bracelet that I loved because I love blue topaz. And I said all of it was gone. He had stole all of it. And I guess he felt so bad for me. He just brought all these rings over and said, pick a few. And I was like, say what? And he was like, pick a few. And I was like, you're kidding, right? And he was like, no, I'm not kidding. Pick a few. And so I picked a few. I didn't know what to think about it, but I picked a few. I mean, because I wasn't, I'm not used to that. But I picked a few. And so I got, a few rings now. Of course, I would pick both of them being tanzanite. Welcome back, Mutt Nut. Because I love tanzanite. And I've never had a tanzanite because I can never find a tanzanite ring. So I definitely went for the tanzanite ring. And the other one I picked was citrine and peridot. And that was the other one I liked. And he said, take it too. And I was like, what? And he was like, yes, take it too. And I was like, okay. And then he's still got all the rest of them over here. I guess he's tempting me with them. But I am going to ask him to make me one of those skulls. I just don't need an 8-point, I don't need all the horns. He can do a little baby buck or something, It doesn't have to have tons of horns, just, maybe little nubs. But it was gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, to die for, gorgeous. And we were looking on, he was looking on eBay last night, and other ones that were just like it were selling for like $600. I was like, what? And he was like, yeah. I said, well, try to sell, make some and sell some. He's like, I can't believe. He goes, I guess they're selling, but wow. I said, make a site and try to sell them. I said, we got them all over the place. The dog brings them home all the dang time. Yeah, he has he's got a beautiful opal, and it's beautiful, and I would love to have it, but I know me and opals, and I break them all the time because I'm so rough. And I know they're so soft, and I break them all the time because they're so soft of a stone. So it was beautiful, and I was so tempted, but I know better. I just know better. So I was like, nah, I don't want to break it. And it's beautiful opal, and it's got diamonds all around it. And I was like, yeah, but I don't want to break it. It's so beautiful. I don't want to break it. And I don't want to have something that I just leave in, you know, the jewelry box and just go open it and look at it occasionally. So, yeah. I don't want to have that kind of stone, where you just go look at it. But it's beautiful. It would. So I'm going to ask him if he can, because I know he's got all kinds of little bucks heads and stuff. If he can make me one on a little one, and I'll put it up, where all my witchy stuff is. And put it there with all my gems and stuff like that, or my stones. Because I'm the queen of giveaway, and I just gave my brother 2 full totes of, movies. So now I have somewhere I could put it. He's got a bunch of sapphire. He's got a star sapphire that's gorgeous. I almost picked it. But the tanzanite you can't hardly get, so I was like, I'll take those. And I love the color. He was like, okay, then they're yours. Took him a while to convince me, but I was like, okay. If you're for sure, if you're for real. I mean, it took him a while to convince me, because I was like, not every day someone walks up with a, bunch of rings and says, here, pick whatever you want. That doesn't happen every day. And then usually if it does happen, they take it back. They're like, yeah, right. It was a joke. And then you want to throat punch them. Have any of y'all been watching Reacher? The end of the second season was awesome. We watched it last night. And then went back to watching True Blood. And it was awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So it was great. And I no longer have to worry about falling in the bathroom floor or the hallway floor because we got that fixed, or he got that fixed. So it was like, yes. Because I was so worried about my 9-year-old grandson falling through that thing because, oh God, 6 years ago when the air conditioner leaked real bad. And my ex-husband was like, well, I'll fix that floor. Yeah, it never happened. And of course, the floors are made of particle wood. That thing was sagging so bad that I was like, oh, one of us is going to fall through this thing. So I stuck a piece of wood over it and kept trying to tell kids, walk on the wood. Don't walk off the wood because you're going to fall through the floor. So what do? They knock the wood out of the way and walk off the wood. And I kept trying to tell them, we're in the front of the house. It's 5 feet down. You're going to fall through the floor and it's a long way down. You're going to get hurt. And I guess they don't believe you when you talk to them. They kept walking off the wood. And so he finally come over and he did it. It took him about 3 or 4 days. But he's replaced that whole floor. It is now safe. Right now, there was some pieces of carpeting from when my brother had recarpeted the house over at my dad's. And he said, until we can get some linoleum to put down on the wood, he said, I put carpeting pieced over it so that no one will get splinters in their feet from the wood, because I don't want any kids getting splinters in their feet. So it's carpeted in front of the sink, which is where he had to replace. He had to replace in front of the sink and underneath that cabinet in front of the sink. And then he was like, I don't know how your furnace hadn't fell through because there was nothing underneath it, even supporting it. So he slid wood underneath it to support it. And then the whole floor in front of the furnace was gone and replaced it. So, did all that. And so, of course, with all that sawdust and God, what else is flying through the air, it set my allergies off and my eyes off. And yeah, my poor allergies and sinuses and eyeballs. I don't even have a contact in one eye because it set it off. And yeah. And I've tried to put a contact back in it, but it's not happy yet. So we just doing the one contact thing because that eye is still saying, yeah, don't put anything in me. We're still not happy. It's like, yeah, we're still irritated. My sinuses are still irritated because whatever is floating around in there is still floating in the air. Yeah. It was like, yep. But at least I now have a good floor. It's safe. No one's going to fall through. And then while he was at it, he was like, what's with this back here? And I said, well, when they moved the house in, which was 11 years ago, by the way, they never brought that piece of the wall, because they bring pieces of the walls, and they never brought that part of the wall. He goes, you've got to be kidding. I said, no. And I called and called and called and called, and they just got to where they wouldn't answer anymore. He goes, oh, you went on the do not answer list? I said, evidently. And so he actually built a part for the wall and fixed the wall. And then he's like, well, we'll go down and we'll go to the one of the, the trailer places, and we'll get a piece of vinyl, and we'll put it up in there. He said, or I'll stain it so that it'll blend and you'll actually have, to where it'll look like it belongs. I was like, thank you. And so now it looks like I have a wall there and no air, because all I had was a piece of packing tape that was like sealing it shut so that it wasn't letting air in. Because he was like, that's crazy. And I said, well, that was my improvisation. He goes, that is nuts. I said, yeah. And he goes, that's crazy. I said, yep. And that was how they actually did it. They literally just brought it in, parked it together, and just didn't even bring all the parts. Is that not nuts? And when I call and say, hey, you're not finished, they just wouldn't even answer anymore. Did anyone buy anything on Saturday? I didn't. I am on an official no buy. I have reward points. I'll save them for something if I find something I really, 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 really want. I'll save it for that. My glue on this stupid thing is so bad that I have to literally seal section by section as I go because it's not sticking at all. As you can see, they don't stick because, of course, it's been up here for 3 years, going on 4 now. So I put it on there. It doesn't stick at all. That's me. I'm paying bills, paying on my little Klarna part purchases kind of thing. And that's it. Trying to pay off pay my credit cards down. Of course, my credit looks great because, I make the credit card purchases and I'm paying on credit cards. But shit, I'm broke. Broke. And you go to the grocery store and try to buy some food, you buy a third of a cart, and it's like $120, which is crazy. Crazy. So now it's buying stuff to, like beans. And the sleep, I told him, I said, I hope you like beans. He said, why? And I was like, because only time I make beans is, when I know I have someone's going to eat beans. I said, because if I make beans, it's like they're going to be around for a while and I don't want to eat beans forever. And so I hope you like beans because you're going to come over and eat. And he was like, oh, okay. And so I've been making like those kind of meals and making him come over and eat. That's it. I mean, that's kind of how I've been. It's like not doing anything, not going anywhere. We might go and look at that trailer place to see if they have that piece for the wall, and that's it. And it's like, and he said, you have to go with me because you know where it is, and I don't. And that's going to be about it. And that's stuff for the house kind of thing, It's like, yeah. Oops, sorry, guys. Oops, there we go. But yeah, it's like just staying home and, doing that kind of stuff because it's like, now I got the stuff for that kind of thing. I did. I was going to do, because I was on the cleaning thing, yeah. And so I was going to clean my seashells. I got them a long time ago, and I was going to wax them. The old Mop and Glow wax. They don't make Mop and Glow anymore. They do not make Mop and Glow. I was like, totally was like, what the heck? I mean, what's with not making Mop and Glow? So what I had to do was my glass stuff I had bought for diamond painting. I had to use a whole damn can. Oops, sorry. A whole daggum can of that stuff to spray seashells. In place of waxing my seashells, I had to glass spray my seashells to give them the glossy look. Because they don't have wax anymore. Because I was going to wax them to make them look shiny. And they don't have wax no more. So it was like, okay, I guess I have to spray them with the glass gloss. So I waste a whole can spraying my seashells. They do look, shiny, but it was like, well, shit. That kind of sucked, because that was for my crafts, not my seashells. And that stuff doesn't grow on trees. I mean, dang it. I'm hoping they have it at Dollar Tree, at the bigger Dollar Trees, because some of the bigger Dollar Trees do carry spray paint. My little dinky one here that half the time they don't even stock their shelves. They just leave all their stock in boxes in the stupid, in their rows. I mean, they don't even stock their shelves, but they won't hire teenagers because they can't, because they can't sell cigarettes. And I think that's stupid. Hire them for stockers. I mean, you could hire them to stock shelves. Don't worry about selling damn cigarettes. Hire them for stocking shelves. Hire adults to be cashiers and hire teenagers to stock shelves. Because evidently, it's not working trying to do, cashier and stock because it's not getting done. So, hey, maybe be smart and hire these teenagers after school to stock your shelves. And I was like, you're being stupid. Because my grandson would love to be able to be working there. And, but they go, oh, no, we can't hire you because you can't work after, because you're not old enough. You can't sell cigarettes. And I'm like, that is stupid as hell. All because he can't sell cigarettes, he can't work. I was like, he shouldn't have to sell cigarettes to work. Oh, sorry. That is stupid. That is dumber than a box of rocks. So the shelves don't get stocked because you're busy at the cash register and you can't hire someone because they can't sell cigarettes. Well, maybe worry about the cashier selling the cigarettes and then being up there at the cashier. I mean, it's stupid. But it's, trying to cut corners. And I haven't seen anything really at Diamond Art Club that I would be interested in buying lately to worry about it. So I was like, I just saved my points. I think I got 6,000. And according to the thing, it says I'll be a diamond member for like till 2006, I think. I was like, that's interesting. Okay. I guess I bought that much stuff. That it's like, I'll just be a diamond member that long. I was like, that's interesting. I know I did buy a buttload of stuff. Like, in the last Black Friday sale. So I guess it stays with you. So, because it said like 2026 or some crap like that. I was like, oh, okay. Because I got, my brother was like, how much you got in here? $10,000? And I was like, yeah, probably close to it. Probably need to put insurance on it, but then I couldn't afford to pay the insurance if I put the insurance on it. That sounds crazy, but you put insurance on your shit and then you can't afford to pay it. And that's the truth, because then they hike your insurance up so high if you put the insurance on it. So then you just pray that nothing happens. Which, of course, right now, I was just notified the other day. You're going to love this. I did. I just totally loved it. I was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. My friend can't come in. He says, got bad news for you. And I was like, what? He says, there's a tree in your backyard that if we get another really bad windstorm, it may land either on your bedroom or your craft room. I was like, you got to be kidding me. He's like, nope, I'm not. He said, but I'll wait until your brother leaves because your brother's not really talking much sense with what he wants to do to drop it. He said, that's not the way it needs to be done. He said, I'll do it. He said, but he said, we're going to have to take your fence down, drop it down flat. He said, and then he said, I got 100-foot chain. He goes, and then we're going to have to hook the chain across to another tree further out, hook it to the tractor, and then I'm going to have to saw the bottom, and they'll have to pull and pull it, make it start falling, and we're going to make it fall the way it wants to fall already with the heel, not toward your house, but, the other way it wants to fall toward. He said, so we're going to drop it up toward the hill, with the way, the lay of the land. I'm like, okay. He goes, and then we'll have to chop it up in little pieces and get it off the fence and pull the fence back up. And I was like, okay. He goes, and it'll be a 3 or 4 day endeavor. And, I'm like, all right. And I was like, sounds like fun. So, yeah, that's on our bucket list. Was dropping a tree before it lands on my house. And it's a big tree. It's about 100 foot tall. I'm not going to say what they said, but, just think of the words that a men would say when they were talking about it. They were using some pretty nice expletives about it. And I was like, oh, wonderful. So it was like, yes, wonderful. All I know is they were like, yeah, you really don't want to wake up with that on top of you. And I was like, no, I really don't. And so I was like, no. Okay, that does not need to be there. Okay, that. And that, and then all that. Okay. So yeah, that just sounds like hunky dory, wonderful, yippee-yay, and that's on our list of things to do next is dropping down a tree. Before it lands on the house. Okay, I will check them out. But yeah. And I have been seeing, I don't know if you ever tried this, to where like on top of your counters. Have you ever seen any of those countertops done in epoxy to where you put tape on the sides, and then you get different colors of epoxy, and then you just kind of spread them out. Like, say if you want like light blue, dark blue, and a silver or whatever, and you kind of spread them out, and let them start spreading. And then as they've spread out, you get them all out there. And then get them all out there. Okay, 1, 2. Once you get them all out there, you trying to get all these. Okay, 1, 2, and 1. Right. Get them all out there. Once you get them all out there, you let them kind of blend into each other, and then you pull the tape off and let it kind of go down the sides, and you literally turned your countertop into a resin countertop, and it literally looks like a stone countertop when it's done. I mean, it's not heavy, it's not thick, it's only like 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch thick. It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous. I mean, beautiful. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I saw that, I was like, that is a thought. I mean, because it's not real thick. It's just, you just kind of let it spread out and kind of flow over the top and flow into each other, and poof. Isn't it gorgeous? I mean, I'm seriously, because it'd be like, oh, beautiful. And it only took 3 gallons of epoxy. Literally. It was 3 gallons of epoxy to do a whole kitchen. And you just blend up the 3 gallons and then you put your colors in it and put it in multiple buckets and just kind of put it out and let it do its thing. I was like, that is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, that would be beautiful. I mean, beyond beautiful. And my kitchen's so tiny, it probably wouldn't even take that much. I mean, literally, mine's so tiny, it probably wouldn't even take that much. At all. So it's definitely an idea. It would take about, 3 or 4 hours to do it. You'd have to leave this, not get intoxicated by all the smell, but it would be beautiful. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. Okay. So those colors. Yeah, because you could do it in like gray, silver, and black, and that would be like marble. That's what some people were doing to imitate marble. Because I watched one couple do it to imitate marble so they didn't have to pay for the marble. And it looked just like marble, believe it or not. I was like, wow, fake marble. But I would probably do it in light blue, a darker blue, a silver, and maybe a black. I mean, if I did it, that's what I would do it in. Because I think that would be really, 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 really beautiful. Like knockdown drawer, just gorgeous, beautiful. I mean, could you imagine that with the silver and the blue and dark blue and light blue and just blend it all together? Because you could put the silver in between the blues. Nice. Well, that would be nice. Sorry. It's so hard to get up underneath this thing. And I think that if this had been poured glue, it would be so much better because it's double-sided tape and it's like 3 years old. And yeah. So the pain in the booty. So I do a couple of these blocks and then I get out the polyacrylic and I have to seal it so that they don't come off because they really don't want to stay on. So I'm polyacrylic in the snot out of this thing. And then I got quite a few on the other side that have popped off. So I got to just kind of guess at the colors because I don't know what colors they are. So I just kind of guess because you can see right there, they're just kind of popping off. Now, I don't have a toothpick, so what I'm going to have to do is try to find something sharp or pointy to where I can put some dots glue in the spots that are missing on the other side so that I can drop in the few that are missing. I'll probably use the tip of a pair of scissors or something, old pair of scissors. Because I literally don't have any toothpicks because, of course, in my grand cleaning, I got rid of them. And, of course, now I need them. It's like, throw away what you need. And that's why I was being a hoarder before, because always need what you throw away. Never fails. Throw it away and then poof, all of a sudden you need it. And that never seems to fail. Hey, that's a thought. I didn't think about the tweezers. Thank you, Sandy. I got plenty of them. I got tons of tweezers. Oops, sorry. I am so sorry. It's tight quarters under there. It is tight quarters. Okay. Because I got about, 7 or 8, I think 8 beads that are out on the other side. And then I'll have to figure out what colors blues are missing, because it's missing some blues. I'll have to figure out what colors. I'm not sure what colors. And drop them in, and glue them in. And then I'll have to go on polyacrylic to lock them in. And then I'll definitely need my friend's help getting this big old thing up on the wall. All right, where are you at? Stay up there. See? They pop out as soon as I put them up there. I got a feeling I'm going to have to put some dot stick up there. I know I have some. Here it is. Because they come off as soon as I put them down. I'm going to put them up. And they come off. I mean, it's like I put them up and they just come right off. I may have to pull all these off in this corner and just put dot stick down. I think that's what I'm going to have to do right here. All these right in here. Because there is just like no stick right there. It's like the minute I put them down, they just pop back up. Yeah, there is like no stick. I think what it is when I have to polyacrylic it, the polyacrylic got in there. Yep, that's what it is. The polyacrylic got down in there. So there's no glue because it's polyacrylic. And so I have to redo all that. Have fun. So we are doing 939 again. Thank God I have dot stick. That's the one thing I am so glad I invested in, and I've had it for like 3 years now. And it's the best thing I ever bought. Best thing I ever bought. Oops, sorry. Hi, Crafty Gamer. Oops, I'm sorry. There we go. And then those are 3 tins. I'm putting this corner back together because I had to rip it all out because okay, Nut, because I had gotten some stuff on it and it wasn't sticking. And so now I put down some dot stick to make it stick. Now it's sticking. I'm doing it's a Josephine wall picture. It's called Once in a Blue Moon. You can get it on oh god, what site is that? Sandy, what is it? Heaven and Earth Designs. It's a cross stitch conversion site. Yeah, Heaven and Earth Designs, and it's cross stitch design, and then you can pull it up and then convert it. This one is 160 centimeters tall and 115 or 120 wide. So it's 5 feet tall and 4 feet wide. Thank God I am almost done with this thing. I've been working on it for 3 years now. I am at 82%. Because I decided that I wasn't going to work on hardly anything else this month except this thing. So I've been working on it diligently all month. Oh my God, come on. Pick up this thing. I've been working it all month. Ooh, thank you. Denmark, wow. That is, wow. I've always wanted to go there. I've heard it's beautiful. How's your weather over there? Our weather here has been crazy. We go from freezing to 50s and snow to ice, just rain and mud. Our weather doesn't know what it wants to do. I don't mind snow, but I would like it to stay snow. It doesn't know what it wants to do. Mother Nature has gone bat wacky. And she did it all in like a few days. I mean, you couldn't even enjoy it. It was like bam, 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 bam. It's like if you're going to do it and let people enjoy it. And don't just go bam, 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 bam. Have some fun with it. Yeah, our snow came and lasted like 2 days. And then we got freezing rain that lasted like one night. And then it was just snow or cold rain that made everything into a slushy mud. And now it just mud everywhere. Mud, 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 mud. With a drizzly, icky, chilly, icky rain. Just icky rain. Just icky, 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 icky rain. So it has just been icky. Icky, icky, icky. It's like you go outside and it's like icky. I do have to say, you know how before I used to talk about my FedEx person used to leave the dog food like down at the road or stuff it in the box upside down. Crazy. Crazy, crazy stuff. At least this time he brought it, he actually brought it to the front porch right outside my door. But then I had to, drag 80 pounds of dog food back into the dog food room, which like to wore me out. It was just like, oh my God. So it's like, kill me now, but at least that's done for 5 weeks. Dogs were like, okay, Mom, we got food now. So they're happy. Cat's happy. All the mutts and animals are pleased. Now I've got to figure out how to work all the silhouette. That's going to be a new learning curve. And the tumbler thingy, that's going to be a new learning curve because for next year for the event, that will be some of the gifts. Because instead of me, going and buying all the stuff like I did last year, I just can't afford to do that again. Because I bought a buttload of stuff for everybody. I mean, I bought a buttload of stuff. I will make tumblers. I'll still go out and get all the sponsors, have all the sponsors like I did last year. I will get all the sponsors. But the stuff from me will be homemade from me, and it'll be tumblers. There'll be different tumblers. I mean, I won't be able to put people's names on it because I won't know who the winners are going to be, but it'll be homemade tumblers. And it'll be, since it'll be a witchy event, it'll be witchy tumblers. I won't make them, really explicit witchy tumblers, but it'll be witchy tumblers. I won't make it, be like, go kill something witchy tumblers, but, just cool witchy tumblers. So I'll make them neat witchy tumblers, with all the stickers I pulled out. And I got other stickers coming. So it'll be cool. They'd be cool. Because I got all kinds of cool stickers coming. I got one that's a really cool moth. And I got other ones coming. And then I got to learn how to do the studio and make my own, how to make stickers. To where if someone wanted to want me in October. And I'm only doing 1 month this year, guys. 1 month. I'm not doing that 2-month thing. In the month of October, I do a witchy event. It's called Let Your Witch Goddess Free. To where you can pick any canvas. It doesn't have to be a specific canvas. I think I'll just do a 30 by 40 size this time. Just kind of, it can be a goddess, anything pagan, anything pagany, a goddess, a god, a wizard, anything, that you think of as pagany. It can be, a pentagram. It can be a cat with a crystal ball, anything like that. And then there's so many pictures out there like that. And just post a picture each week and you get a prize. So yeah, it's just a fun event. No, nothing big bad, no big bad rules. Just a fun event. Just a fun event. Sometimes I hold lives and give away free stuff. I mean, last year I was giving away canvases that I knew I was never going to give, ever do, never ever going to do. Because I mean, you buy stuff and eventually you're like, I'm never going to do that. What was I thinking? And so I was giving those away. I gave away a lot of them. Ask people. I gave away a lot of canvases. I gave away a lot of really nice canvases. And so, yeah. I mean, I gave away some Dakota that one were canvases. I gave away some nice canvases because I knew I was never going to do them. I was just like, hey, you know, and all you had to do was be at the live and just participate. It was like, hey, that was it. Just show up and participate. So some people got some really cool stuff, and I did have some like witch bells and some, small tarot decks and stuff like that I had, laying around extra that I gave out. And so it was just different stuff that people, got free. But this year I'm not going to go buying stuff. It'll be stuff I have or stuff I make. Now the tumblers, it may be stuff that, I'm during my learning curve. So don't expect wonderful ones. It's, learning curve. Because when you're learning to do them, they're not always 100% perfect, but, they're cool looking. And so this year, that's what I'll be doing is cool looking things that, I'm making and learning, you know. And then eventually, I might start making some that I'll do me pleases with, and sell, when I get decent with them. But for the event, they'll be free. They be free. Because yeah, I'm gonna start branching out. I'm still doing diamond painting, guys. Still doing diamond painting. I'm gonna take my Captured by Radiance. What was it? Holy Church or whatever it was. The other churchy one by Abraham Hunter. I'm gonna put it on my drafting table because I'm giving it to my daughter for her birthday. Um, because that's what I'm gonna give her for her birthday. And that way, at Christmas time, it'll be done, and she can put it up. She can put it up in her garage, attic, whatever. It'll be ready, and then she can pull it out at Christmas. Um, and then my other one, gonna work on after this one because I'm not doing nothing else. So this one's done. It's got to be done. It's gonna be the Vampire Girl. It kind of has the Inya's vibe, but I don't think it's an Inya's. But I call her Vampire Girl because I'm gonna put her up on the other side of my Artemisas. I've already got it kitted up. I didn't put y'all through that torture because it was all them stinking little bags. That was torture, by the way, because it was all those stinky little bags. And then for this one, I ran out of color for my number one. And so I had to go find out what color I need. And I don't have enough of it for where I'm at. So I had to go to the Cody Cooper, and figure out what the substitute is. And I'm going to have to substitute for it. And do the DMC substitute. Or I could go in my back room and see if I have them. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to go dig in the damn box. I guess I could. I guess I could go dig in the box, but I really don't want to. I might, just so I know it's the right color, but I might have come up with some since I've, been doing all them paintings and unboxings or unkittings, but I doubt it. But you never know. You never know. This one I bought off of AliExpress, but Diamond Painting Fanatics sells canvases. You can go to Diamond Paintings Fanatics and she can get you a canvas. And she has poured glue. So it won't be this stupid double-sided adhesive. So go to Diamond Painting Fanatics and go to her blank canvases, and you can actually get a poured glue canvas from her. Yes, because that's where I'm going to be getting mine from now on, is from her, because this is awful. Back whenever I bought this one, she wasn't in business, but that's where I'll be going now to get my blank canvases, is from her, because she now sells blank canvases and they're poured glue, which are much better. So that's where I recommend you get them, is from her, because poured glue are horrible to work with. And it's a pain in the butt. No, it was this big. I would recommend not to buy. I bought a Max canvas. So I got Max Colors, which was 249 colors, and Max Size. They do have it in a mini, which is like the big size of a DAX. So it's like a 50 by 70 or 60 by 80. So you can get them in that size in like 90 colors. And that's what I would recommend. That's what I would recommend. Because back then it was like I was just starting out and everyone said, go big, go big. So I went really big. I would not recommend going this big to anyone. I would recommend going it's called a mini, but their mini is like a 60 by 9 or 60 by 80 or, so yeah. I would go with the mini. Even though a mini is big. So yeah, go with the mini. Yeah, so I went Max, and I would not do Max unless you really want to torture yourself. If I could do it again, I would have picked the mini, because I would have been done with this, probably within 9 months instead of over 3 years. This has been such a long and drawn out process. Such a long drawn out process. Because I picked the biggest they had, because everyone said, oh, go big, go big, go big. Whereas I could have like saved myself so much headache, so much headache, and saved myself so much money because to buy all the beads for something this big cost me like $170, $180. The canvas was like $80. I mean, it was like a lot of money, a lot of money. I mean, altogether in this thing is altogether this thing was like 300 and something dollars. Whereas if I had gone smaller, it would not have cost near that much. And that's why I keep going on it. People are like, why didn't you just give up and go smaller? And it's like, because I have got so much money invested in this, I am not giving up and going smaller. It's like I have got way too much money invested in this to give up. It's like I'm not giving up. When you invest over $300 in a painting, you do not give up. At least I don't. I mean, when I got that much money invested in something, I'm finishing it. It's like, no way, no way, no way. I mean, that's a lot of money to invest in something just to walk away from it. I mean, I thought about it a couple of times because it's so much. You know, it's so much that I've thought about it a couple of times. I mean, I really have. But no, I'm not. It's like, no, not doing it. You know, so, and it's this big. I mean, I didn't make it bigger. It's actually this big. Now I could have bought it smaller. I wished I'd bought it smaller. I mean, looking back on it, I sure wished I had bought it smaller. No, actually, just saved myself a lot of headache. Really, a lot of headache. I think I'm just gonna not stick that area up there right now. Just go ahead. And that whole area up there. Dot stick it. And this is the dot sticks. They sell it at Hobby Lobby. It's called Dot Stick. And it's made for canvases. And when you have an area that does not have stick, you just put a little bit on there. And when it dries, it'll be sticky. And it works for any canvas, whether it's this canvas, whether it's a DAC canvas, any kind of canvas. I mean, any of the canvases. It works on all of them. And it's awesome. And I'm working on a tablet because this is a totally blank canvas. I have a it's called Dot Stick. Let me pull it up. It's from Diamond Dots, and it's called Dot Stick. And my pattern is on a tablet in a program. It only works in Android. And it's called Pattern Keeper. And so you go to Heaven and Earth Designs and you buy the pattern and download it into your, I've downloaded into my files on my computer or my Android. Do you have a Hobby Lobby or a hobby store that sells diamond dots? Or go to diamonddots.com on the internet? Oh, yeah, you can actually just but I actually went on Amazon and bought a just run of the mill Android junk iPad or a phone tablet, just a plain Android, no name, like $59 pad. And that's what I'm using, literally. And that's how I did it. And I linked it to my YouTube channel. And that's what I did. I went to Amazon, bought a $59 tablet. It's like a no name. I don't even know what the name of the tablet is. It's a no name tablet. And bought it and then linked it to my YouTube. And that's what I'm using. And then because with it, when you link it to your YouTube, you can get the play channel or your app. You can get apps. So you can get the Pattern Keeper. It's like $9 for lifetime. And then you can, like, when you get a pattern, you can dump it in there and then you have it forever. And that's it. I mean, then they'll have the pattern and you can work off the pattern. You can even buy patterns off of Etsy, the little pattern stores that you can get patterns off them and you can put them in here and work off them. So that's pretty much it. I have a couple other patterns in here. I have a couple of Randall Spangler patterns in here. But I've been working on this stupid, stinking, Gigantor. I mean, I have a couple other of her patterns, but they are not Gigantor. I got smart, and I don't do Gigantor anymore. I do minis. I do minis, so that I can actually get them completed. Because when you do these Gigantors, it takes forever. I will never do this again, but I'm finishing this one, because I spent so much money on all the stuff to do it. Like I said, it costs a freaking fortune to get the stuff to do it. When you got $325 wrapped up in a canvas, you're going to finish it. You are going to finish it. That's good. It's great stuff. It cost me like $10, and it is worth its weight in gold. Because when you have a canvas that the stick isn't working on it, and I mean sometimes you'll even get good quality canvases that the stick isn't good. I mean, I hate to say that, but you do. 2, 3, 4, 5. And so, then you can fix them. I mean, they all like to say, oh, we're the best and we don't have problems, but everybody has problems. They don't have problems all the time, but they do have problems. They just don't like to admit they have problems. Wow. It's maybe $17, but it'll be the best $17 you ever spent, and it'll last you forever. That bottle, let me see. My bottle is down to right about here, and I've had it for 4 years. So it'll last you for a long time. Long time. I mean, it'll last a long time. And it's worth its weight in gold. Because if you got problems with something, that won't stick or they keep falling off, it'll fix your problem. Like me, I sit there and instead of keep having them fall off, I just fix it right up the front and now they won't fall off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because now they'll stick. And instead of having two canvases that, you end up having not being able to do anything with, you'll be able to fix them. And out of all my canvases, I've only chunked literally 2 or 3, and they were so poorly charted that, I went ahead and did them, hoping that, like trust the process. But when I was done, they looked so poor that I finally just threw them away. It's like the process didn't fix it. I gave it a chance. My friend was like, well, I'm like, yeah, no. I said, when I first started, I might have, I said, but now I know what they're supposed to look like, and that is not it. He said, well, yeah, I see what you're saying. I said, so I know what they're supposed to look like, and that is not it. I said, even in the beginning, I said, now, even now, when they're that small, they look so much better. I said, I could use that as this is what they looked like 3 years ago when they're this small, but now they look like this kind of thing. I said, but they look horrible. And he was like, yeah, I see what you're saying. He said, that looks pretty bad. And that's pretty bad when a guy is saying that, when a guy is saying that looks pretty bad, yeah. It's like, yeah, that's when you know it's pretty bad. It's like, yeah, I know it's bad. Okay, let's see, what's this? 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2. I dread going outside, check my mail because it's so muddy. Guess I'll have to put my boots on. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then just 3. Oh, great, now the wind. No, I don't want wind. Here it is, almost 2. It's almost 2 p.m. There we go. Kind of scared of the wind since that tree and then all the rain, so the ground's wet. It's like, don't fall over. Please don't fall over. That's what my thought is right now. Please don't fall over. Please don't fall over. I live in Arkansas, which is pretty much in the middle of the United States. It's the state right above Louisiana. I live close to Sandy, like a couple states over from Sandy and Nix. It's just been crazy because the southern part of the U.S. right now has been getting crazy weather. And right now it sounds like it's trying to pick up out there and just pick up the house. Literally. Like, it sounds like it's trying to pick up the house. Wow, my daughter used to live in Phoenix. She moved to South Carolina, right off the coast of um, Charleston. She kept telling her husband she wanted to live off the beach. So he literally up and sold where they lived in Phoenix and bought her a house on an island right off the coast of Charleston on St. John's Island. And then her birthday is in April, like the first April 2nd, I think. I think it's April 2nd. And she told him she loved amethyst, right? So he bought her a 90-pound amethyst on a pedestal. I don't know how many $1,000s it cost. She goes, this is my birthday, Christmas, anniversary, for I don't know how many years. It's beautiful. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. Cost, I don't know, probably about $9,000, according. So I asked a gemologist how much that probably cost, and he was like, thousands. He said that little one over there was, about 4,000. He says, so if you're saying it was a 90-pound one on a pedestal, he said, you're talking thousands. And so that's what I figured. I said, so, and they've been married for years now, probably about 6 or 7 years, and she still glows. I was like, well, you finally met the right one because you still glow. Took her a while, let me tell you. Many tries. I think she's on her 4th husband, but she found the right one. I said, well, you found the right one because you still glow. I've been alone since 2018. I believe 18. So it's been a while. Been a while. Yeah, and people just ain't right. So it's just like, because y'all ain't right. Yeah, mine was crazy. Mine was crazier than a bat bug. And then he went off the rails and he pulled a shotgun on my son-in-law. Now, I'm not going to say my son-in-law didn't deserve it, because he kind of did. And I wouldn't have cared if he'd shot him, but my daughter and my grandkids were in the car. And so, it was like that really bothered me. And so he's shooting below the car, at the car, above the car with the grandkids and my daughter in the car. And all he had to say for it was, at least I didn't shoot in the car. And I was like, well, that was not the proper thing to say. And so I divorced his ass while he was in jail. And that jail got tired of paying for his meds, so they dropped all the charges except for 1 or 2 so that he could bail out. But I divorced him while he was in jail. It was like, yeah, no, that was not the proper thing to say. And he just moved to another state. He moved way up north. Way, way up north. I mean, I'll never regret having been married to him, because my dad lost his son due to his ex-wife pulling some dirty, hinky stuff on him when he was in the military. He had been in Korea, and when he got back, he was in a bad car wreck. Bad car wreck, to where half his skull was, crushed, and it was like, oh God, years of rehab, and he had to learn how to walk, he had to learn how to talk, he had to learn a lot of shit. And so while he was in the hospital rehabbing, she got a lawyer, and the lawyer come in there and said, well, you owe all this back child support, yada, yada, because she divorced him while he was in Korea because she met another guy. And he come in there and said, you owe all this back child support, and if you don't pay it, we're going to take you to court, yada, yada, yada. Or you can sign your parental rights away and let her have all full parental rights. And so she took all his parental rights away and then let some guy she was with adopt her son. And so he never got to see his son again. I mean, he was like 2 years old and lost all his parental rights and everything for his son and never heard from him again from the time he was 2 years old. And so my husband got on the internet, and I don't know how the hell he found this guy, but he sat there, and don't ask me how he did it, and I really don't know. Don't want to know, because I don't know how he did it. But he actually found the guy and was like, hey, I know your real dad. And the guy's like, what are you talking about? Because he didn't know he'd been adopted. They had kept it from him. He's like, I know your real dad, and he's really wanting to get in contact with you. And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. You're crazy. Yeah. And so my husband was like, hey, give me any and all pictures you have of him and and your ex-wife that you have. I need them. And so he rounded up any pictures he had from that time and gave them to my husband, and he scanned them in and sent them. He said, I need your email. And the guy was like, well, he got the guy's email. I don't know how, got into Facebook. I don't know what he did, but he was able to get the guy's email, and he sent him these pictures. And when he did, the guys, it's kind of hard to deny stuff whenever you got pictures of your mom, you as a baby, and this guy. And the guy was my dad. And so he's like, went to his mom and went like, who's this guy? And he went to his granddad and said, okay, who's this guy? I've been getting, all this guy's been sending me all this info, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Kind of thing. Because, he's like, this guy's been sending me all this stuff. Who is he? Who is he? And so his grandpa was like, well, it's like this. He's kind of your biological dad. And he's like, what? What are you talking about? And so, they finally had to fess up and tell him that, hey, your mom kind of, was fooling around and did this and could, made him give away his rights and all this, and so and so adopted you. And so found out he'd been adopted. And so that's how he found out he was adopted, which was kind of rough. That's a rough way to find out that the man you thought was your dad wasn't your dad. But that was how my dad got reunited with his son, was because my ex-husband really pushed the issue. And so my dad and his son are reunited, and they get together, once or twice a year, and they talk, on Father's Day and their birthdays, and, they actually have reconnected, and it's a really nice thing. So I'll never regret having known him or been married to him, because, something good came of it, at least. So I won't wish it away because of that, if that makes any sense. I mean, I'll never wish it away, because if it didn't happen, my dad would never have reconnected with his son. So something good did come of it. I mean, was there rough times? Oh, yes. But something good did come of it. I mean, And he never, beat me, but boy, had a mouth. He did have a mouth. And I just learned how to block out his mouth. And of course, he was in the Navy, so you can imagine what kind of mouth he had. And of course, he had PTSD and all those other things. And it was like, and the military wasn't very good back then with treating it. And so the psychiatrist they had then didn't really treat it well, so it was, yeah. And I kept trying to tell his psychiatrist he's not on the right meds, you're not treating him properly, yada, yada, yada. As being a nurse, I could tell he wasn't being treated properly. And he just kept blowing it off. And I kept saying, you're not treating it properly. And he just kept throwing him on these drugs that were making it worse. It was like, ugh. They had their certain drugs that they wanted to give, and that's all they wanted to give. And it was just making it worse and worse and worse and worse. And I finally told him the drugs you're putting him on are just making him angry and belligerent, and he's going to go off. I mean, it was like crazy. And he knew it, and he would go in there and say, I need different meds because these meds aren't working. It was just like, and I can see where truck drivers would have issues because people on the road are idiots, and they're bad for truck drivers because they cut them off and they do it on purpose. And truckers, they only have so much leeway for stopping and stuff, and people just cut them off. Like they think they can just stop. And then when they get hit or, bumped or whatever, it's like, oh, they were at fault. And, no, you're an idiot. It's like jumping in front of a train. Don't do it. You jump in front of a train and you get hit, it's your fault. But then they whine. I got hit. The train hit me. Well, the train hit you because you ran in front of it, and they can't stop that fast. Because everyone thinks, oh, that big truck can stop that fast. Well, I'm sorry, they can't. My brother used to be a truck driver, and people would just jump in front of them and expect them to stop. And depends on how heavy their load is, whether or not they can stop that fast. And people just don't get it. I do have to say, one truck driver, the only reason I am here is because of them. And I don't know how they did it. I really don't. I really don't. And I thank them to the bottom of my heart, because what they did, I really don't know how they did it. And I mean, I'm thankful, and I don't know how they did it because I don't know how they're still alive. I was going down the interstate, and this little old lady, I have nothing against little old ladies. I am now a little old lady, okay? I really don't. But don't be an idiot, little old lady. Those little cutoffs on the interstate, where you can cut over, the police use them. Well, I guess she was wanting to find one. And so she's in the middle of the road, in the fast lane, doing like 45, really slow. And there's this semi that was hauling a yacht in the slow lane. So it's not like I can get over. Well, then she starts getting slower and slower and slower to where she just about she really almost stopped dead. And so I'm behind her, and here's this, thing hauling this shot. So I can't get over. I'm behind her, and I look in my rear view mirror, and here is this semi coming up behind me, doing, 55, 65 miles an hour, whatever the speed limit was back then. And I'm like sitting there, and I was in a truck. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Because she's like almost parked here in the fast lane. There's this semi over here, and I can't get over. I have nowhere to go, literally nowhere to go. And I was like, I'm going to die because if he hits me, I'm dead. And I just covered my eyes because I was like, I don't want to see it when it happens. And I was praying. I literally prayed to God that I was like, if it hits me, I don't want to live. Because I knew that if it hit me, I was going to be majorly effed up. And I was praying to die. Literally. I was praying that if it hit me, I wanted to die. I did not want to survive it. I wanted to die if it hit me. Because I knew that if it hit me, I was going to be majorly messed up. And next thing I know, I'm hearing air brakes. That truck literally hit the ditch. And our ditches have like a 3-inch drop off. When you get off the interstate, it's a 3-inch, and I don't know how he didn't flip. It's a 3-inch drop off to get into the ditch. So he literally dropped his truck 3 inches drop off to get into the ditch, hit his air brakes at whatever speed he was doing, and rode it. And then, of course, it went in like to a creek, and he stopped right at the creek. I don't know how he did that without rolling his truck when he dropped off the drop off. I don't know how he, didn't go in the creek. I didn't know how he didn't roll his truck because, literally 3-inch drop off, probably doing 55, 60 miles an hour, hitting your air brakes, going off a 3-inch drop off like that. I was so mad at that little lady, and I was so scared. I just about shit my damn pants. I was so, I can't even describe the terror that I was feeling because I literally thought I was going to die that day. And so, he probably thought the same thing. He finally got back on the road. I chased that little lady down, called the cops, got her numbers as she jumped off the interstate, was heading back the other way, and called the cops and gave her tag number and told them what she did. And then he got off at at a truck stop, and I went and pulled up next to him and jumped into his arms and thanked him for my life. Because I knew that he's the only reason I was alive, literally. I knew that he was the only reason that I was alive. Because if he hadn't been able to do that, I would have been dead. And I had never been so scared as I was because I really thought I was going to die. So I thanked him for my life and went to my mom's and had to drink I don't know how many cups of coffee because I was scared to death. That little lady scared the freaking Jesus out of me. It's like, so whenever you're wanting to go on one of them crossovers, make sure there's no one behind you. Don't just stop, don't just stop. Make sure there's no one around. Don't just, don't. Be mindful, really be mindful of other traffic around you because that could have been really bad. And I really did. I was praying to die because I knew that if that truck hit me doing that speed, I was going to be dead. Literally, I knew it. I knew it in my gut. I knew it. I just knew it. I knew I was going to be dead. Deader than a doornail. So, yeah. I knew I was going to be deader than a doornail. Me and the doornail were going to be one. So, yeah, that's what people do to truck drivers out there. It's like, it is not cool. It is not kosher. It is bad. It is so bad. And they just don't care. They really do not care. They think about themselves and their little cars, and that's it. So if you got a truck driver in your family and they come home and they're griping and bitching, they got a reason. They have a reason. They have a reason. Oh my goodness. Let me see. What's this one? Um, oh. This picture had 270 drills in it. And I am up to 200 and oh, sorry about all the. I'm up to 222.90. So we are getting there. Oops, sorry. It is so hard to get up under here. As my dog says, And it's so funny because my friend gets up early and he lives across the road and she just loves him to death. And so, like, about the time he's up and out, she starts wanting to go out. And I'm like, no, I don't want to get up and I don't want you out there running around. And so she just bugs the crap out of me wanting to get out. It's like, no, you cannot go out yet. Because he was like, yeah, I get up and start wandering around about 6:45. I said, yeah, I can tell. Because she like bugs the crap out of me because she wants to go out. I said, I think she hears you out there and she wants to go out. Because she is like, him and her are like best friends. Has been since I brought her home. Like when we're watching movies, she's in his lap. Little traitor. Oops, sorry. Sorry, guys. Made y'all go on a little trip. Made y'all go on a little trip. Made y'all go on a little trip. Little trip. Oh. So yeah, I got my resin, which was 2 gallons. I got my spinner. I got my labels. Only thing I need is maybe getting a couple more tumblers and get some base coat spray paint and some glitter, and I can start working on some tumblers when I'm not working on this freaking monster. And I'll post a picture in the Love and Sparkles Facebook group so that you can see. There is a Love and Sparkles Facebook group, and I will post the link for it down in the description of the vampire girl so you can see what she looks like. She will be my next one that I start working on after this so that I can put her up on the wall on the other side of Artemisa. And that way they'll both be up on the wall on either side. I did take in my wild waves, all the horses on the ocean, to my therapist. I told y'all I was going to take that to him. I did take that into him. He was speechless. He didn't know quite what to say. Because he'd never had someone bring him in a picture before like that. But I told him when I was one of the 4 horses that were getting close to the coast, instead of being overtaken by the wave, I would bring it into him. And definitely don't feel like one of the ones that are being overtaken by the wave anymore, which is how I felt at the beginning. And so he got his picture. Do I still sometimes have problems? Yes. Probably will forever. But they're not like they were. Not like they were. All right. Oh my goodness, my goodness. 3860. We are almost down where we just have one row. Literally, one row. Okay, so this one doesn't belong here. Oh, sorry. This one goes in here. And this one goes right there. And this one goes right there. And this one goes right there. During our freezing time, my poor son, his bathroom water pipes all froze. So I really dread my water bill because I had every sink in my house like flowing like it's like no tomorrow because I didn't want anything freezing up. In fact, I need to go back in the back bathroom and turn them off because I literally had everything like running like there was no tomorrow because I didn't want nothing freezing. I had bathtubs running, you name it. So my water bill is going to be astronomical. I bet my water bill next month is going to be in the 50s because, I mean, I have every sink running hot and cold. Because I did not want to take a chance. And well, guys, I guess I'm going to hop off of here because it's been 2 hours and 16 minutes. So I will see you next week and maybe later in the week if I pop on extra to give y'all an update. I love y'all. Oops. Don't need that one there. Didn't need that one. So I need to get it out of there. So I love y'all, and I will see y'all later. On your way out, please hit like. If you're new, hit subscribe. See you next week. Share me around to your friends. Maybe they'll like me. See you later. Bye.